Hi, it's Cara, and today I am reviewing the Wayward Children series by Seanan Maguire. Yes, only the first 3 books are out, but obviously the 3rd one just came out, so we're a decent time away from the next one's release, which has just been announced. I'm very excited, but it's slated for the start of next year. So I thought I would take the opportunity to review these 3 that I've already read and adored. I read all 3 of these. No, maybe I read Every Heart a Doorway last month. I definitely read these 2 this month, and they were great, so let's chat about them. So this series follows a group of kids at this school, and where they are all children who have come from or gone into other worlds and then come back to the world they came from and aren't happy about it and are trying to get back to the portal world they came from. So this is like a portal fantasy trope exploration. On the theme of like Alice in Wonderland or the Chronicles of Narnia, and they're done so well. These are like novella length books. The first one is a murder mystery. The second one is a classic style portal fantasy story. And the third one is a quest adventure. So these are companion series of a sort. They all follow characters from this, or kids from this school, but each has kind of its own contained story, and they're so good, so entertaining. Absolutely loved them. Let's talk about the characters real briefly. So this obviously follows a wide cast of characters. The first book has some of them that then return in later books, but also with each book we've added characters, especially the 3rd book. And they're really diverse. We have different skin color representations, if I'm remembering correctly, like different race representation. One of our characters is Asian. I'm pretty sure another is black, but don't hold me to that, I can't remember for sure. And also we have trans, ace, lesbian, gay representation here, as well as different sizes. Our main character in the 3rd book is fat, and it's just really diverse. I really enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure one of the characters is also Hispanic, I think. And yes, really diverse cast of characters, which I think works really well for this series. Also, their personalities, which are kind of linked to the kind of worlds they end up in, are all really diverse as well. Every character has a very distinct but different personality, which I know in some series can become confusing and not well executed when there's too many characters. But for this series, she's done an amazing job, and it really, really works. I think my favorite characters in this series are Jack, who is like from Jack and Jill, and Christopher, and also Cade. I loved them all. But I love everyone, but I think those are my favorite. Sumi is probably a close second rung, but she's the kind of girl I would not like in real life. She's just great to read about. I think what really makes this series is the setting. Obviously, you have all these different portal worlds that these kids are going to, which really gives the series such a broad scope. Like, it could go anywhere. And it kind of literally does. So we have like some underworld, kind of land of the dead kind of places. In the 3rd book, we brought in some more like water-based worlds, and like one of the earlier running ones, which is confection, so a candy-based world. And it's just, the settings make everything. They're so vivid and different and come alive. I also really like there's a kind of explanation in the books about how all these different portal worlds lie on like a cardinal axis, and the way that works and is described is confusing but amazing. It's like you have nonsense versus logic, and the way that they just describe them, they don't fully describe them because these kids live it, and I love that idea. I would love a map. That would be great, something to bring about in future books. But yes, on the topic of a map, books 2 and 3 in this series do also feature illustrations, which I really liked. Only in a handful of places. I only think there was like one in this third book, I think, from memory, if I can even find it. But the second book had a lot of illustrations, and I really liked that. I thought that worked really well. I think Seanan Maguire did a really good job of making all these worlds so unique and different while still keeping their sense of integrity in the broader system as a whole. I really loved that. So my final thoughts for this series, I really love these. I'm so excited to see where they go in the future. Every book is its own little adventure, and I love it. I really think the short format works for these stories. They need to be self-contained little things. They make more sense that way, but I wouldn't want to go, I feel like this explores them just enough amount to leave a little bit of mystery and intrigue, while also they feel complete and whole, and I love that. I'm very excited to see the different avenues this can go in the future and the different kind of stories told by this series. I have heard rumors that she plans to just keep going until they stop losing, people start losing interest. And I'm very excited to see more from this series. They're so good. With more books, I'd also really like to see the progression of some of our returning characters, especially Eleanor, who runs the school, and Cade, who's her second in command. I think their progression is going to be really interesting as the books continue. So thank you for watching. That is my review of the Wayward Children series. Obviously, I gave them all 5 out of 5 stars. I gave the first 2 5 out of 5 stars, and I gave Beneath the Sugar Sky a 4.5. I just had a few little minor things that knocked it off. Let me grab it. Primarily, that was that the main character, who's fat, it kind of was a little overworked and obsessive, but I do think that was kind of part of the point of her character. I'm pretty sure she found her portal world through a suicide attempt, so that kind of made sense for her character, but it was a little grating to read, especially as a bigger girl. So there you have it. Comment down below if you've read these books. I would love to hear what you think of them. And other than that, I will see you soon with another video. Thanks. Bye.